Welcome to another exciting episode of the Mr. Movie News podcast. I'm your host, Scott, and sitting in as always is your co-host, Tony G. This is the show that not only brings you the latest movie news about movies in current production, pre-production, or perhaps rumors that are spreading fast and furious. We will have other guests sitting in from time to time and also discuss many other fun topics regarding movies. So what do you say? Let's start the show.
Okay, we're back, and here we are. This is Tony G, and I have Mr. Movie News himself.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be back. My name is Scott Anisi. We did this project many years ago with Tony and I.
Yes, about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it seems like a lot longer than that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We had quite a bit of a following on iTunes. I think we had over 2,000 listeners each week listening to all the movie news that we were providing. And because so many things had come up on our schedules and family time and just I had moved and relocated down to Florida and everything, everybody just went their separate ways, and the show kind of just drifted off, and it was a shame because I enjoyed doing it. I know you did too. But
yes, absolutely.
And we decided it was just, maybe we should get back into the thick of things again because there's just so many good movies coming out, and unless you read about it, you really don't know about it.
Yeah, and I hope that you do tune in, and we'll be trying to put these up as regularly as possible. We'll know a schedule sooner or later, and there'll be a website hopefully attached to this as well.
And it also will depend on the public demand. If they want more, they'll tell us.
And we'll mention it later on that you can feel free to log in your comments at YouTube and wherever else you happen to see our posting of this show.
And we also have a website, an email address that they can also email if they want their thoughts and ideas to us.
What's that?
MrMovieNews@gmail.com.
Okay. Everybody
so
heard
it's
that?
MrMovieNews@gmail.com. Feedback is definitely important.
Absolutely. It helps us go and helps us know that someone out there is listening to this.
That's for damn sure. So why don't we get jumping right into the news because there's quite a bit of it.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Okay, so I guess we'll call this Sequel-Mania. And we'll start off with the first story, which is about the next X-Men Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman. He was supposed to be the top contender to host the Oscars this year. But because he's doing location scouting for the next Wolverine movie, he had to pass on that. The title was released and announced today that it will be called X-Men The Wolverine. It will not be a sequel to the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie that was out several years ago.
That's what I was just about to ask you, because I don't think that movie was really well received from what I remember.
No, and I actually did like it. I thought it was really good. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was really good. But it's going to be its own separate movie, and the script is written by Christopher McQuarrie, and it involves Logan beginning a forbidden romance with a Japanese woman whose hand in marriage is unfortunately promised to another man. And since Logan won't take no for an answer, it puts him into a battle with her father and her samurai sword-wielding brothers.
Okay, sounds like a action-packed one there.
Yeah, there's no release date set yet for the film. I'm going to say it's probably a 2012, 2013 because we're already coming up to 2011. They haven't even started filming it yet.
Right, yeah. It depends probably on what the budget comes out to be as well.
Yeah, and I'm sure that they'll give it a hefty budget. I mean, you're talking about X-Men, and as soon as they see that and don't forget you got another X-Men movie coming out very shortly. I think it's called X-Men: The First Class, and that shows them at the Academy with Patrick Stewart. What the character he plays? I forget his name.
Xavier.
Yeah, Professor Xavier, and and enrolling the students into the academy and all that, and teaching them. So this is supposedly the first class.
So what did they recast the entire movie?
Well, because these are going to be younger kids. I guess you're not going to have Halle Berry, and you're not going to have what was the other girl that played the Phoenix?
Oh yeah, I can't think of her name.
Femke, something like that. I forget her name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that any of the old cast is going to be coming back due to the fact that these are supposedly there being portrayed. These older actors being portrayed by younger kids.
That's kind of interesting because wasn't the original movie their origin to begin with when they arrived to the school and all that? I might be wrong. I haven't seen it in many years. But.
No, I think no, but I think you got a touch of or a sense of them being younger in the first X-Men Origins Wolverine movie, where you saw Scott with the glasses, and he wasn't really the same character that he was in the X-Men movies.
Okay.
So I think that's where you're getting a little bit sidetracked by that. But I am not sure of the cast. I know it's been. I think the production has been completed on it. I think it's probably coming out in 2011. I guess the next movie we'll discuss is Scream 4. Hard to believe that they reinvented the franchise again. Wes Craven has come back and directed the sequel, bringing back Neve Campbell, David Arquette, Courtney Cox.
Wow.
Hayden Panettiere is back. She's going to be in it.
So did he do that before their breakup, I guess?
Yeah, this was filmed obviously before the old the Courtney and David Arquette split. This is definitely before that. Basically, it's just starting. It's coming to theaters on April 15th of 2011, and it's just, I guess, relaunching the franchise. I guess Wes Craven doesn't have any ideas for new type movies, and he's going to go with what works.
Yeah, why not?
So that, there's some pictures online, and I've seen the trailer. It looks pretty good. I mean, you're bringing back the original characters, and I guess if it's not broken, don't fix it. So I guess they're going to stick with what works, and we'll see how much money. I'm assuming that it's going to be released on a pretty good weekend where nothing else is going to compete with it. So it should make a pretty good killing in the first weekend that it's opened.
I think I saw a note somewhere that it was coming out in April, so it's probably around Easter break.
It's actually April 15th, tax day.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yep. So, you give your money to the government, and then you can spend it on a movie. So there you go. So that is Scream 4. Okay, so now the next movie we're going to talk about is in reference to the biggest movie of all time, and that, of course, is the movie that made over $2 billion worldwide, and that's Avatar. And they are now already planning Avatar 2. Avatar
2, the story continues. 3 more hours of your life.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. But the Avatar 2, again, is going to be directed by James Cameron. It's his baby, his pet project. And not only will he be doing Avatar 2, but he's also planning Avatar 3 already.
Wow. It's safe to assume this will be coming out in 3D if it's still around at that time.
Sure. And you know what? You got to give it to the guy. The man knows how to invent the technology that that needs to be in his vision. And he will not, skimp out on whatever it takes to make a movie the way he sees it and wants it. And quite honestly, I don't think any studio is going to go and say no to this man when he has, the top 2 biggest movies of all time. Right behind Avatar is Titanic.
Right. And one of the things I noticed about Avatar also was that it was so well crafted that you didn't necessarily. I understand. I didn't get to see it in 3D, but I got to see it in Blu-ray, and I saw the quality of the image was just amazing. So I could just imagine what that must have been like with the 3D added to it.
Exactly. I mean, I didn't see it in the theater. I mean, who has money nowadays to go and spend $40 for 2 people?
That's pretty much what it would be, yeah. Especially here in New York.
And especially in IMAX, because they charge more for the IMAX.
Exactly.
So I didn't get to see that. I actually saw it when it came on TV, and it was pretty intense. It was to me, an unbelievable movie. I probably was one of the last people to actually see the movie. I wouldn't be surprised. But it's coming. He's actually in the process of writing Avatar 2, and it's going to take place in the oceans of Pandora.
Okay, cool.
John Landau, who is the producer, went on record and said, part of my focus in the second film is in creating a different environment, a different setting within Pandora. And James Cameron is going to be focused on the oceans of Pandora, which will be equally rich and diverse and crazy and imaginative.